The new PAT rules, has that changed much for you out here? And what do you think of that?
No, we're just working on it. It's a little different in the middle of the field on that, but it's the same for everybody. So, we'll still focus on trying to get a block, and the cool thing is now being able to return it for two. That's the thing that probably affects it more than anything.
Do you think those rules will be a big change or pretty minor?
Minor. Everyone talks about the weather in December and January, but it's the same for both teams. So I don't see it affecting it that much.
Does it change anything though with Steven and how you practice, I guess?
Just where we kick. We mostly kick. We kick 4 field goals every day. In our period there, and then we kick throughout the team periods. So we just always start the first one right in the middle on the 15-yard line just to get them the rhythm of it.
How is Tyler Lockett as a returner now that you had a chance to see him for a couple of weeks?
Excellent, even more than I expected in terms of him being able to track the ball and field the ball. His work ethic is unbelievable. So he's everything you're looking for, and we're just excited to see him go. But tremendous ball skills in terms of tracking the ball and catching, and then he's so quick. You can see him on a little couple short screens here too. It just looks like a punt return, and so he has a lot of skill.
What's the best thing he does, you think?
The catch and go part of it. You want his feet under the ball, so right when he catches, he can go left, right, or middle. And he's just so sudden with his first movement that that's what you look for in those returners. And those are the ones that can just make that first guy miss consistently. And he definitely has that.
And those skills translate to kick returns?
Yeah. Very much so. And on a kick returner, the ball is a lot easier to field. And then you have a lot of time to set it up where you can hit it on the run. And he has that timing too. And then on a kick return, it's just about hitting it, trusting your blocking. Whenever you look, if anyone starts patting their feet on a kick return, usually that's not good. So he's shown that on tape too, and he will hit it, and that's the key for a great kickoff returner.
How big of a mandate the organization made on those 2 return games this year, improving it from last year?
Well, we try to improve every year. I think there's always things that we look at as coaching that we can coach better, try and put our players in good positions to be successful, and that's just one of them. So hopefully we'll see some returns on that.
How big is it to get Derek Coleman back into the fold for you guys?
Huge, yeah. He's a big core member for us. He is so good at everything he does. That was a big blow for us going down right in the pregame. That was kind of sending everybody scrambling. But he's a great player to have out here. He's one of those guys that whatever you coach up, he goes right to doing exactly how you coach it. So if he screws up, it's my fault, and that's kind of how I believe with him.
You guys had to try several different things with the return game last year. To have one guy that you're going to count on to do that, how can that be beneficial for you to have that one guy you're relying on instead of a
just consistency. Consistency in everything you're doing. The blockers feel more comfortable on who's back there when they see the same thing happening week in and week out, and so I'd say that's by far the biggest.
Is Cam Chancellor practicing his offensive line jumps a little more this year?
Well, whenever it comes up, we'll use him again. But he's a special athlete to be able to do something like that.
What's your impressions of Nate Boyer?
Good. He's a great kid. He works really hard. We've had some great training sessions out here, and he keeps improving every day.
Because he never played the position until 2 or 3 years ago, how far behind the learning curve might he be for an NFL snapper? Or where is he?
Well, the cool thing is we're able to film him every day. So we go over there on the field and we film about 10 snaps a day where you can just really get a close-up, and that's something he's never done before. So it's cool to work with him in that way, and again, just looking to improve on little things, his footwork, after he snaps, complete blocking. So we put him in some tough situations in terms of having to block after he does snap.
How's Chris Matthews developed on special teams for you?
Really good. I've always really liked Chris. I loved him in training camp last year because he's a unique athlete that can really do some. Like he can rush the punter really well. He's able to dip and move and do some things like that. So as we brought him back here, and I think he came about the middle of the season, and so we missed some time with him. So we're really trying to develop that in individual time. But he can do a lot of different things for you just because he's big. He can run. He's slinky. He's athletic. So there's a lot of unique qualities that he has.
I think people are wondering about his role in the offense next year. But do you think you see an increased role in special teams for him as well?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, when we got him back and we had him on all 4 special teams, the big 4, so he was rolling.
Is there any sort of young guy that's maybe caught your eye that, special teams wise?
We have so many guys there that there's a lot of them. Clark is going to be really good. He's so long and he can do a lot of different things. The linebackers, we like them. And really for the special teams guys, what I'm trying to do for them is drill them and put them in position. And once that preseason game goes, that's where they really is their test for them. So we're doing tons of drills, and they're all doing a really nice job. This is probably the best group that I've been a part of from top to bottom in terms of taking instruction and going on the field and going really fast and working with great effort. And so we've really been pleased with all of them. We're excited to see them go play.
What separates a guy like Aaron Coleman versus a guy who's maybe not quite as good in special teams, even if athletically they might be about the same?
The difference is in special teams you have to play in so much space. So you're trying to get an evaluation on how guys move in space. So we try to set up drills where we can see them, and some guys are just more natural. Some guys can be really athletic but don't have a great feel in terms of running down and fanning your lane and then breaking down on a returner and actually making a tackle. So we try to put them in as much situations as we can and as many reps as we can so they can go show that when they go play. But it's kind of like Keith Farrell was a great example of an instinctual guy that just had a way, it didn't always look pretty, but he had a really good way of getting to the football and doing some really natural things. And a lot of those guys you have to find out once you get them playing a little bit.
I was going to say, how much can you see out here versus like a preseason game or a regular season?
Well, you just put it all together in the preseason. You can see from the beginning to the end, like a punt play, the first thing they have to do is kick back and protect, be an offensive player, and then they have to transition right to being able to run down the field. And then finally they have to be able to break down in space and make a tackle. So there's a lot to do right there. So the way we drill it, we just kind of separate it into the first part and then the last part. And then they have to put everything together. And it's always, there's so many things you can teach and coach. I mean, every Monday we come back in and we always evaluate coaching first. How can I coach this better? But there's so many things that happen in a special teams play that you just got to constantly go over.
You mentioned Frank Clark, and he talked last week about the speed on the defensive front and how that can help special teams. Have you seen that with some of the new guys and guys getting healthy?
Yes, no question. And even we practiced inside last week, and I was blown away on how fast our team is. And so that definitely transfers into special teams.
Besides Tyler, is there anybody at the return spots that sort of?
Yeah, we're working BJ. Daniel's there. He's done a really nice job. He's worked really hard from, even from last season, trying to make that transition from quarterback to receiver and returner. Kevin Smith's been back there. Fox has been back there. Baldy's been back there. So we're trying to work all those guys.
Is BJ both punt and kick? Or?
Yeah, he's been doing both.
Anything else?
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.